Good day, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you. We are here today as advocates for quality education and how each one of us can be a responsible citizen of the global world. We send this message especially to our respected world leaders to awaken their sense of purpose in solving problems that the world is facing. But first of all, I would like to define what is global citizenship. Global citizenship means an awareness of the interconnectedness among people, societies, and environments around the globe. It emphasizes the responsibilities and contribution to a global society and economy. Global citizenship is the umbrella term for social, political, environmental, and economic actions of globally minded individuals and communities on a worldwide scale. The term can refer to the belief that individuals are members of multiple, diverse, local, and non-local networks rather than single actors affecting isolated society. Promoting global citizenship is sustainable development will allow individuals to embrace their social responsibility to act for the benefit of all societies, not just their own. Global citizenship is more than a title, it's a mindset. In the emerging digital world, the international community is getting closer and closer. Yet, if one chooses not to act, it's easy to stay in a bubble. Ask yourself, what communities am I part of? Your answers could include your home, school, work, or literal neighborhood. Expanding that into the world community strengthens your global citizenship. In these small communities, you might exchange ideas with a friend or help out a coworker with a problem. Being a global citizen simply means having a willingness to do this with people from different nations and cultural backgrounds. The global citizen definition you should use is more about being connected and garnering an understanding of cultures beyond your own.
What really makes a person a global citizen? So global citizenship is all about acquiring knowledge, values, and skills that will allow people to make difference and give meaningful contributions while engaging to the world. A global citizen works well with others to make the world a better place to live in. Global citizens are crafted in schools, but they also learn beyond what education in school can teach. They aren't afraid of using their initiatives to utilize activities that will benefit the world and the people around the globe. Global citizens have a duty to comprehend global concerns. When a global issue arises, it is essential for global citizens to speak out about how our nation can work with other nations to address it, as well as how our nations can cooperate more effectively with reputable international organizations rather than taking a unilateral course of action. So, thank you for listening. God bless.
Lack of quality education is a global issue that needs to be addressed immediately because it is badly neglected and the world is facing a learning crisis. The development of a really democratic society depends on education. According to economist Amartya Kumar Sen, education gives each person the necessary and personal power to think critically, make decisions, and guide themselves toward a better life. In building the sense of global citizenship that is necessary for solving global problems requires education. But if education is not accessible to all, how will the people, especially the youth, learn? How will they understand and live responsibly in a multicultural, interdependent world? How will they know how to solve global problems and promote sustainable development when everything we do requires knowledge and knowledge can be taught through quality education? Many students go to school and are learning, but there are more students who are struggling with a very basic mathematics and very simple sentences. Now the question here is, what if the best world leaders are those who are deprived of education? Would we even have a leader if they are not taught enough? Would we even survive wars, climate change, pandemics, and other world problems if our leaders are not knowledgeable? Therefore, there should be a quality education available to all because each one of us can be capable of being a great leader.
Progress has also faced tough challenges in developing countries due to high levels of poverty, armed conflicts, and other emergencies. In Western Asia and North Africa, the ongoing armed conflict has seen an increase in the proportion of children out of school. This is a worrying trend. More than half of children who have not enrolled in school live in sub-Saharan Africa, which makes it the region with the largest number of out-of-school children in the world. As this region has very young population, so it has to provide basic education to 444 billion children between the ages of 3 and 5 in the year 2030, which is 2.6 times the numbers enrolled today. Children from the poorest households are 4 times more likely to be out of school than those of the richest household. Disparities between rural and urban areas also remain high. In addition, women and girls also have more difficulty accessing education. About one-third of countries in the developing regions have not achieved gender parity in primary education. In sub-Saharan Africa, Oceania, and Western Asia, girls still face barriers to entering both primary and secondary school. These advantages in education also translate into a lack of access to skills and limited opportunities in the labor market for young women.
Global leadership is an awareness of the world as a whole, its values, communities, and identities, and a person's place within it. A global leader sees themselves part of a wider world. They are not defined or restricted by their nationality or location. Global leadership connects us and aims to make our world better, fairer, and sustainable. In education, it can form a framework for learning. It helps schools and their students position themselves as a part of a wider community. It can show students that they are able to bring about positive change to the world in which they live. Effective school leaders apply their educational expertise and management skills in order to focus their efforts and those of their teaching staff on improving the quality of student learning outcomes. Part of this involves keeping up to date on the latest teaching, technologies, and trends. It also requires excellent interpersonal skills as leaders work with students, staff, parents, and external communities to gain constant feedback and find opportunities to innovate. School leaders need to have a solid grasp of operational best practices and an aptitude for unveiling continuous development. Good leadership in schools helps to foster both a positive and motivating culture for staff and a high quality experience for learners. Leaders at all levels in schools can contribute to this by developing the top skills needed by school leaders. The United States Nation Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, are a blueprint for a better future for all. From eradicating poverty to promoting equality, the SDGs are guidelines for global leadership. A global leader is something we should all strive to be if we want to make our planet fairer and more sustainable. The qualities that form a global leadership, empathy, curiosity, knowledge, and inspiration should be actively promoted in the classroom. Through Participate Learning's Global Leadership Framework and the UN Sustainable Development Goals, teachers can nurture tomorrow's global leaders and make our world a better place.
One who contributes to the world community is a global citizen. They don't just follow the pack. They are individual who wants to change the world but is aware that they are unable to achieve so on their own. Being globally minded and possessing unique qualities that prompt you to consider what will happen in the future and how you might alter it defines being a global citizen. So, how does global citizenship raise the standard of education? Global citizenship can enable students to actively participate in addressing and resolving global issues, both locally and worldwide. It is hoped that by taking part in this process, students will help to build a world that is more diverse, at peace, tolerant, just, secure, and sustainable.
The importance of education. Education is a method that supports learning, knowledge acquisition, and the development of abilities to one's character. It serves as a tool that aids in healthy intellectual enlightenment and knowledge development. Every person has a fundamental right to education, so everyone should pursue it to fully understand all life major facets. The government is working hard to promote education among all social classes to help everyone learn and succeed in life. Numerous government schools have been constructed in various cities. That's why education is a terrific way to fill one's life with contentment and satisfaction. Education is the source of hope.